Hey guys, what is going on? I hope you're doing good wherever you are around the world. And thank you guys for all the messages about people who have just stepped up their game in crypto and actually put their crypto on an offline hardware wallet and have now just secured their future wealth. Okay, you can rest easy at night. So good job, guys. And thanks for those messages. I love hearing from you. Also, as I was heading home tonight and I was actually, walking the dog a little earlier, I was talking to one of my neighbors who I just got home, was heading in the house. A neighbor caught me outside the yard when I was with the dog, and the neighbor was asking me about Ripple because we're always talking about it outside on the streets. So here's a little thing that he was bringing up to me, and it's something he's been reading about and talking about, and he's kind of new to crypto, right? So everything is so interesting to him. Every piece of news blows his mind, and he's so excited for the future. But he hasn't been in the bear market for too long, so he has some of us, and some of you guys I message me, and I see the comments are. It's a little bit stressful, right? Prices aren't moving, and it's hard to watch if you bought at an all-time high that the price came down a little bit in this bear market. And even with the good pieces of news, it's frustrating because the coins aren't moving. And if you were in crypto at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, or even earlier, you've seen price move pretty drastically with big pieces of news. So, right now people are a little frustrated, a little stressed out, but hang in there and wait for the next big bull runs. And then when the market turns around, it could be better than we've ever seen before. But, my neighbor, these news pieces are just so exciting to him because he sees the possibility of Ripple and he's so excited about it. But he's always talking about mass adoption. So that's something he was reading about, and I'll talk to you guys about it so you get your opinions, because that's a lot of news, guys. In the next couple of years, like 2020 and on, people are talking about mass adoption of XRP, okay? And is it just around the corner? So we'll talk about that. Is XRP mass adoption just around the corner? Are we heading that way very soon, guys? There was also a lot of news that Ripple XRAPID pilots showed that, these payments that are powered by XRP could save billions a year for different people and companies and industries. So, those payments that are powered by XRP could save, they were saying, between 12 and 21 billion a year just from the pilot tests they have. And another big piece of topic a lot of people are talking about, even my neighbor guys, so this is something you guys are probably talking about in your circles too, we're all waiting, carefully and, very eagerly to hear if Ripple and XRP is going to be declared a security or not. So a lot of people are worried if it would be declared a security, and a lot of people don't care. But there's some ways to think about it either way. And either way, I think we're sitting pretty good, guys, with XRP. If it's a security or not, we should be doing pretty good, and we'll talk about that. But let's get back to, are we looking at mass adoption just being around the corner for XRP? And some of the reasons we would want to think about that is the global attention XRP is getting and Ripple's getting as a company with all these partnerships they're making. And they're even partnering with people such as the Bill Gates Foundation. Okay, so that's global news for Ripple and XRP, the token, because some of these platforms are going to be using xRAPID. So, and that will be the currency on xRAPID. So this is interesting, and we know Bill Gates as a crypto enthusiast. Maybe before he wasn't so keen on some Bitcoin, Ethereum, but we know some of these big businessmen are getting into crypto. So that's good news. But basically, as a crypto enthusiast and as a Ripple enthusiast, basically, the thing that's killing everybody right now, well, let's start over here because that's the thing. I'm looking at the comments here, and that's the thing hanging over most people's head right now. Is Ripple going to be declared a security? XRP going to be declared a security? And this discussion is just really hurting XRP right now because people are waiting, and maybe there's a lot of investors that are waiting before they get in to find out this news because the SEC hasn't given the direction they're going to go with that. And we know how they stated about Ethereum not a security. People are hoping for that for XRP, and maybe that's when their investments are going to start coming in. So, this news coming out soon could be very good for outside money to pour into XRP, but if not, it's okay anyway. So it's good to know too, guys, we can probably think of Coinbase as kind of warming up to the SEC ways of doing things. We know Coinbase is being a little more careful with the way they're handling their traditional stocks and digital assets, okay? So, the whole world's going to be regulated more so, by the SEC, and more regulation is going to come in the future. So Coinbase probably wants to just be buddies with those authorities and do it right from the beginning, which will be good for the crypto enthusiasts and crypto traders in general, right? As the whole system and environment gets more regulated and in control and safe for outside people, more money will come in, which will help our projects and market cap. So guys, let's talk. If Ripple was declared a security, what would that do? Well, probably, one thing people are talking about, there could be a big dump of the coin in the crypto market and could spiral, right? It could be a big dump. But the thing that we need to talk about, because a lot of people will be scared if it's a security, so a lot of XRP holders will be disgruntled and probably dump. But that's okay, because you don't really need to worry about that. The one thing is, if it was deemed a security, we need to think about Wall Street in those kinds of markets. Now, we know Wall Street has been talking about Ripple as a company. They've been looking for an IPO out of Ripple going way, way back, okay? So they want that very bad if they could get that IPO out of Ripple. And if XRP is declared a security, then maybe that would be like a huge party on Wall Street for those guys, because, then XRP can now be regulated by the SEC. Then that would get XRP on numerous platforms, like the traditional trading platforms in places like Hong Kong and Chicago, London, Sydney, New York, just some of the big places. And these trading platforms that never stop, just going around the clock 24 hours out of these big cities, right? This is where XRP could be available to trillions of dollars on those markets, right? And to trillions of dollars that maybe want to be invested into this new and hot, actually declared security, okay? So that could be huge news too, if that kind of thing happened, if it was deemed a security. So the market cap, maybe we could be looking at gains of 10 times or more eventually, in basically hitting the trillion mark capitalization if something like that happened. There's a lot of money outside on the other platforms that would be looking at XRP, guys, trillions of dollars. So basically, you guys, the XRP holders who don't dump their XRP, if there was ever news that it's a security, maybe, and I wouldn't, but maybe we could reap big, big rewards, okay? Being a holder and believing, because out of that regulation of it being a security, and that could be huge news, and basically push it over a trillion market cap if it was traded on the other platforms and being, available for these other investments, institutional investments. So we could be looking at huge prices of XRP. Now, that's one interesting news. So if it was declared a security, that's something we could think of. If it's not declared a security, then we know more money is going to pour in right now through the crypto world, okay, on these platforms and exchanges, because a lot of people that are holding out right now, waiting to see the news from the SEC, they'll feel more comfortable and clear that it's not a security. And then, those people that are holding out, they'll start flooding their money in. So that, and that could also help us get it on Coinbase, right? So if it ever got on Coinbase, if it wasn't a security, then we know it's going to skyrocket as being a cheap price. This is the news, people waiting for this to happen. Everyone's waiting for it to be on Coinbase. So if it ever did get on Coinbase, and then the institutional money comes in on that side too through the crypto world, and it's such a cheap price compared to the other ones, this price will skyrocket again. So, we need to think, if it's listed as security, Wall Street never going to have a party. And, some initial XRP fans that are dumping might be kind of mad and get out of that. But the Wall Street money could come into XRP off the other platforms. And if it's not a security and we get on Coinbase, and just not even on Coinbase, just through the crypto world itself, the people that are holding out waiting for this news anyway, that money comes in. Good news for XRP on that side too. So basically both options are kind of a win for XRP, guys, right? And that again would lead us into like, either way, we're hoping for that taking over the world of investing with XRP. So that's pretty interesting news, guys. And if we look at some more news, there was some news saying that Ripple XRAPID pilots, showed that payments that were powered by XRP could save 12 to 21 billion a year. So there was a lot of pilot tests that were used in xRAPID, and that is the one settlement platform that uses XRP, okay, to settle this on-demand liquidity. So there was talk about payments between the US and Mexico. And this is out of Ripple Financial Institutions. The xRAPID saved 40 to 70% of what they typically foreign exchange brokers would pay. So here's a breakdown on those numbers to see what the global remittance per year of the potential savings could be. So let's read this. According to a Pew Research Center, nearly 600 billion in cross-border payments are sent from relatives to loved ones in their home countries each year at an estimated cost of about 30 billion. Applying Ripple's estimates of the savings of each payment shows a savings of anywhere from 12 to 21 billion a year. Okay, and Ripple has released its own breakdown of the numbers using 55% average cost savings per remittance. Now, the interesting thing, guys, is the reason these financial institutions will want to use that is so they can pass on savings to their customers, okay? And remember, if they're passing on the savings to their customers, that's going to trickle into real life, such as people will save money on meals, their own bills, and like rent and things like that. So if we take a look at what they're thinking, that kind of money that could be saved is in just their pilots right now, if xRAPID pilots indicate a potential global savings of 16.5 billion for financial institutions for their customers, that would equal to over 3 billion in meals, So that, remember, these are savings people are going to actually experience and would affect their real lives. 263 million on their bills and 49 million on rent, just from this one pilot study. So again, this is what the banks are looking at to pass those savings on. So very interesting news, guys. You know, we're all waiting for xRAPID because that's the platform that will be pushing XRP as the currency on it. So when we see you know, xRAPID go live and we see some of the use cases really showing the profits and the savings that these payments are making using this technology, that's going to be interesting. And again, add to this global phenomenon of Ripple and XRP that we're all waiting for. So good news out of that, guys. And again, you know, if we're looking for Ripple to make these alliances all around the world and become a global currency, then one of the things they're doing recently is one of the most distinguished things they can do. We know, you know, there's always been a lot of hype that they've made a lot of partnerships and they've been endorsed by a lot of banks that are testing it, and they're making partnerships with major banks, right? But this partnership they have with the Bill Gates Foundation, and they're going to seek to improve the payments through the basically of the product xRAPID. Okay, so the partnership is going to be looking to make some technology, but they're going to be using the product xRAPID. And out of all the products Ripple Labs has created, that's the one that's carrying the XRP as the asset, okay? So that's very good news for XRP, and that's very good news having Bill Gates and the foundation partnered up there to be pushing that. So, you know, we know Bill Gates and that foundation, they're working very hard all around the world to like eradicate poverty. And, you know, if they're thinking and making some plans to use XRP as a solution, that is huge. And the platform they're actually looking at is Mojo Loop. So, you know, if that's an improved payment system that makes transactions faster and easier for all these people, and, you know, and helps to eradicate poverty, XRP is the solution. And this is all through the Bill Gates Foundation. That global adoption and name is very good. So, you know, these alliances that they're making is very good for crypto in general, but definitely XRP. If you're an XRP supporter and investor, that's very good just to know that these types of people like Bill Gates and some other people in these businesses really are interested in the project. So that's going to help, you know, mass adoption for Ripple, I believe, in the future, guys. These partnerships, again, we might not be seeing the gains necessarily today, but again, if we're looking at long-term, if you're a long-term holder and you're looking at the future and you're looking years out, these days, these partnerships and the way the technology is being developed and advanced and used, they're setting the groundwork for good things for the future. So we don't have to get too stressed out that we don't see prices always moving right now and getting these big profits right now. Definitely if you're a long-term holder, okay? This kind of news is good for the future, and that's what we should be looking at. But basically with, you know, this partnership, guys, it's going to have intention of creating a task force with the Federal Reserve to improve cross-border payments. And, you know, if we can eradicate poverty, and that's what the foundation is trying to do, and XRP is a huge solution in it, and some of the old technology like Swift and those old, you know, the businesses that had the monopoly like Swift are kind of moving out now, and internationally we're going to have something like XRP just spreading wild, then that's good days ahead. And we know there's 100 corporations on that task force that's going to be working with Ripple Labs, guys, to deploy these solutions that the world's seeking in all these different areas. So I think that's really good news for Ripple in the future. I'd like to know what you guys think about Ripple, and if you're a long-term holder or not. Because if you're a long-term holder, let me know in the comments below, you know, your projection of how long you're thinking before you see some really substantial gains in Ripple. Or if you're a speculative, you know, investor, do you think you still can make some profit on Ripple and XRP in the next little while? But global adoption, guys, could become a reality for Ripple XRP. And remember, this is not financial advice. We're just crypto enthusiasts sharing opinions, talking about news. You got to do your own research and get real proper financial advice if you're going to do anything with your money. But as each day passes, guys, you know, we see more possibilities of this token. And with already 100 partnerships around the world with companies and, you know, major banks and Federal Reserve and JP Morgan and others, you know, these new alliances with Bill Gates and the United Nations, this could be helping us lead to the adoption that all these developed nations need, and this could be global adoption for XRP. So I'd love to hear your comments on that, you know, below. And another thing, guys, before we go, I definitely want to remind you guys what we're always trying to do is create that movement, and a lot of you guys are jumping on board with that to make it a more safer and secure environment. So what we need to do is educate everybody of everybody new to crypto, we'll educate one person at a time how to keep their crypto safe and secured. And we can do that with offline hardware wallets, because you don't want to be affected by the next exchange hack. You don't want to be another victim of the $1 billion in crypto we've lost last year to exchange hacks and computer hacks. So small price to pay, guys. If you're investing in crypto, such a small price to pay to secure all the money, that the hundreds and thousands of dollars you've invested already for you and your family. Secure that with an offline hardware wallet, small price to pay, and you'll protect your family's future wealth. And this is an important message, guys. Please spread it to your friends in crypto. And if you're new, take it very seriously. But if we can educate everybody about crypto and the market's more safe, and we invite all those institutional investors and money in, because the regulation is set and the whole crypto world is more safe for outside people to invest in, our market cap will rise, our projects individual market caps will rise, and we'll be doing a lot better in all of these projects. So it's good, guys. Get an offline hardware wallet. Maybe if you're going to be very serious about your crypto, like myself and my friends are, I use 2 hardware wallets. You could do that. One backup I have, all my crypto safe, put away in a safe place. I'm not going to touch that. And I keep a hardware wallet with me in case I want to make some transactions with my friends or do anything on any exchanges and things like that. So I can, use the crypto I have on those ones, the offline hardware wallets I keep with me. And I personally am going to be giving a lot of hardware wallets to friends. I always do if I get them interested in crypto so they can start off safe. So you guys should do that too. Always help a family member or friend that's new to crypto, guys. Help them enjoy being into crypto in a safe way. Educate them. So don't wait, guys. Don't wait. If you think, oh, I don't have to do it right now, you never know. You might wake up one day and be shocked what you see on an exchange or on your wallet on your computer. Things could be terrible if you were ever hacked. So if you're going to get one, guys, if you don't know anything about them, don't follow anyone out there and try to get a cheap one anywhere off, a used one or cheap one off some, Amazon or eBay or anything like that. Get them directly, because there's horror stories about tampering and scams. So just get one, guys, from the manufacturer, right from the official website. It's the safest way, the only way I ever recommend to get one. And if you don't know how to get one or what we're talking about, there's a link in the description below, so you can go check that out and learn about and grab one of the best one, guys, and the most popular one crypto enthusiasts are using to secure their crypto and future profits. So guys, if you could, please like the video, give the video a like. I appreciate that. You're helping us out a lot whenever you do that for us. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Sometimes we have some viewers that are watching but not subscribed. Subscribe if you can. You'll always catch our newest videos, and we'll be able to stay in touch, because I love getting private messages from you guys about questions and sharing info that way too. And have a little fun today, tonight, wherever you are around the world, guys, and only check the market. If you're a super crypto enthusiast, look into the market and maybe you'll see some good buying opportunities, because that's what you're doing in your spare time. But if not, don't let the bear market stress you out too much right now, and go do something fun. Step away from the market a little bit and keep an eye on it now and then as much as you have to, right? But don't let the bear market stress you out too much that the coins aren't moving, the prices aren't moving, and maybe you're down a little bit and it's really killing you right now. But good times are ahead. So let's stick in that together, and let's educate each other, and let's keep the market safe and make it safer so we get more institutional investors in, guys. And I hope you have a great night. I'm going to see you in the next one. I'm going to head out again with my dog. He wants to go to the bathroom again, so I'm going to take him out, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.